Hi, all. This is Dr. J, my friend Jake, streaming live from Long Island, New York, and
And
where are you,
Medellin for
Jake?
my last week.
Medellin, the last week in beautiful Medellin, Colombia, south of us. You're due
Yep. And
south.
I have to return to the U.S. next week to help with all this carnage.
Bring
Got-
bring some virus killer with you, like a
uh,
virus spray.
yeah, or it's just some toilet paper from South America because my city ran out.
My wife went to the supermarket, got up at 6 a.m. To go to the supermarket and buy about $200. She bought $200 worth of stuff, but she couldn't buy toilet paper and she couldn't buy napkins and she couldn't buy paper towels. She couldn't buy anything paper or soap for that matter.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jiggly is congratulating you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, thank you for that. I'm wearing white today to mourn all of our losses this week.
Yeah, it's been pretty terrible, dreadful.
Yeah. This is on purpose.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't comb my hair on purpose. And I didn't take a shave on purpose for the same reason.
Oh yeah.
Not really. I was just too lazy.
I shave, but
No, I decided no shave today. I'm not going to comb my hair. I'm going to wear my Boston University shirt.
oh yeah,
Very informal today, but I am very hopeful that we've seen the bottom. And
yeah,
we'll talk about that. It's all in the charts. It's all in the charts.
yeah. So Jigglypuff said both our CV plays were absolutely terrible. After I called the COCP on Sunday, I think I messaged you saying I'm gonna sell tomorrow just because I did some research. I found the one of the founders were notorious for pump and dump schemes. When I heard that, I told Dr. J. But we need some kind of group for this, right?
No, we have to tweet these things out.
We got to tweet it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tweet them out. So I also got out. What did it? You got $1.60. I think I got out.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not that I'm proud of it because I lost on everything else, including aemd. That was brutal. I still own a few shares. I sold most of it, but I own a few shares.
Yeah. Overall, brutal week.
Yeah, very brutal.
Brutal week. Holy cow.
And I had a feeling the big name biotechs would walk away with all the prizes. So Roche walks away with the prize for test kits as of today. And I think Gilead will walk away with the vaccine prize. And the mask prize is 3M. So all the big players.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't get rich with them either because 3M is way underwater. And so is Gilead's okay. And Roche is okay, I guess. We got a lot of comments from the peanut gallery. We should look at them.
Aytu maybe a pump and dump.
Aytu Brute.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites, Julius Caesar. I love that soliloquy. Do you like that one? Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do live after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. I'm going to quit now. I know it all. But if I go on for much longer, we'll lose whatever audience we have, And I think we have valuable information about CVM, about the markets in general. The Dow broke the lows of December 18. The S&P did not. We're going to talk about what this bifurcation means. And I did some work today using Fibonacci retracements, and I'll show you some interesting retracements on Amazon, Apple, and Facebook. So I have some interesting work that I did technically. And we can talk about the fundamentals of CVM. I'm really excited about the fact that the head and neck trials of some of the big pharma failed.
Yeah, that's huge.
Excited about that.
Yeah, that's a lot bigger news than most people think.
Hey, Jackie. Good to see Jackie with us. And Brian is back. Oh, Brian, we're all bloodied and beaten. Our hopes are riding on C, V, M.
Yeah, it really is. It kind of is. I mean, that's what I think about before I go to bed. CVM. That's the.
All right, that beautiful chick is off limits to you, Jigglypuff.
No, yeah, that's my girlfriend Samantha. She's filming she's a yoga teacher. She's filming a video.
Yeah, well, she's off limits to Jiggly. Aytu, pump and dump of all time, says Jiggly. There's been worse.
Yeah, I mean that's a binary play right here, right? I mean, it's either one, they filed it for approval, and two, if they get it, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that company is either a huge scam or it will make you a lot of money, but it's a dangerous play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still in it. I haven't given up. Well, what did it close at? Do you know?
I don't know. I forgot. It's like 120, something like that.
120?
I think.
Well, that's not that terrible because the offering was at $1.15, and usually they come down to the offering price. I told you that in the text.
You did, yeah. No, it closed at 117. Holy cow!
Okay.
You're 2 cents away.
That's good. So you pick it up and you pick up some more at $1.10, and you double your losses, or you make some more money. One or the other.
Yeah. No, it's either going to 5 or it's going to 80 cents.
Well, what's happening now is Roche got the big contract with the government, the test kits, and apparently BioReference Lab, Quest Diagnostics, they're all doing these drive-through type testing like Korea. So what's the need for this 2-minute test? Maybe for doctor's office, pediatricians. I could see them making use of it.
Yeah, I mean, 2 minutes testing is a huge deal, right? I mean, there's so many uses for that at point of care. It's just a matter of, well, can they actually get the product over here?
Yeah.
Right? Because they haven't filed for the application yet for the FDA approval.
Right.
That's the issue. So and if they file, can they get the accelerated approval? That's the only two things. And I don't know why they haven't filed. I don't know, maybe something else is up inside the company. They did send out a weak PR today, basically saying, hey, we're getting a ton of orders and here's the process. Send all the order inquiry to this email.
By the way, before I forget, do your own due diligence because our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. And Jiggly's opinions are strictly his own as well, as are the rest of our guests. So anything a guest says, anything I say, anything Jake says should not be taken as anything more than our opinion, our ideas, and you have to do your own due diligence, check with your own investment advisor, whether that's a certified person or your wife or your dog, whatever. Mama. I'm glad you made it, Mama. We're actually thrilled that you made it, right, right, Jake? Do you have a
Yeah,
glass of wine for Mama?
yeah. Welcome. We're having a good time.
You can give her a cheers. Cheers. Cheers, Mama.
Cheers. It's Friday. You know, it's
Friday
six
the
thirty,
13th. Friday the 13th.
5:13. End of a brutal week. Ended on a good note, but still a brutal week. So yeah, I think we all deserve. I mean, if you're still in the market, you deserve a drink.
Yes. I'm out of CV ideas.
I mean, Alt, BCRX, aytu, maybe if you're feeling crazy. Um,
What's been going crazy?
if you're feeling crazy, aytu can actually
Oh,
be
A
the
two,
money
yeah.
you're in that one, right? But I mean, it's 50-50 shot.
Yeah. Well, I spoke to the interim CEO of aemd, Athlon. Very nice fellow, straight shooter. Um, Basically, they got rid of the pump and dumpers above him, and he's running the company. So the SEC basically intervened, shut him down for a week or two. And now we got a really good, capable doc at the helm. He's a pulmonary doctor, and he's really a straight shooter. What his PR said is exactly what he said to me, namely that the hemo purifier worked in reducing viral load and was probably very effective and helpful in saving the doctor's life from Ebola. But whether or not it would work for this disease is questionable, because even if it reduces viral load, what's killing patients is lung inflammation. And that's unclear, by the time they're on a ventilator, it's unclear that it would be helpful. Something along those lines. Better if he wanted to come on to explain it, but I don't know if he does.
Yeah, I appreciate you talking to him. I really do. It sounds like it could be a good long-term play. But
it could be, because he said his oncology product is really what they're high on. I think they're working in conjunction with MD Anderson, Houston. You know that place, right?
Yeah, I've been there.
You've been there.
Yeah.
Heath Cobb, what's up with the latest CVM Form S1 Amendment 3 filed after market? Is that a good or bad, Jake?
I haven't really looked through it. I mean, it looks pretty neutral. I mean, if I had time, you can probably dig through it to see if there's any surprises, but I didn't do it.
Okay. So we're going to call it a neutral for now, for lack of further information. But I think what's really good about CVM, the good news, is that its competitors failed their trials. The Independent Data Monitoring Committee stopped the which trials for Pfizer and Merck.
Merck, yeah.
Pfizer and Merck.
I mean, that's huge, right? I mean, if they're going to stop big pharma trial for head and neck, and they still haven't stopped ours, right? Unless they're just wasting time just for the hell of it.
Right.
It's probably not the case.
Right.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a great nugget.
Yeah. And also, I think there's one more big pharma that has one coming out in the spring. And you know who they are? AstraZeneca. And you know who they're partnered with? You never believe it. Your favorite company. What's your favorite company?
CVM.
INO.
INO? Yeah. That's my favorite company?
Isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Well, if they're partnering with INO, then it's going to be a pump and dump. So I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Yeah, come at me.
Yeah. I knew you'd have that reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we should probably just spend some time discussing the CVM deal, because that's a good one. I mean, two big competitors down. The stock had positive reaction. It's hard to short now. It's still, in my opinion. I mean, I know you think it's a trinary, but I still think it's a true binary situation.
I think it's like my glasses. It's a progressive play. It could be anywhere in between, depending on how much to beat. If they beat by 1%, it's not going to be much. It'll be positive, but not great. If they beat by 10%, they go. If it's a 20% improvement in overall survival, that's very significant. If it's something like 33%, that's huge. So it's definitely more than a binary play.
Well, even if it's, let's say it's 11%, right, or 10%, supposedly it's still the least toxic. It can combine well with chemo and surgery. It strengthens the immune system, and it's not a crazy price point for the treatment. So even if it's this 10%, it's still an extremely good alternative.
Yeah. If you tell a patient, look, after let's say it takes 5 years for this to finish. So basically, you're saying after 5 years, your probability of survival it goes from 50% to 60%. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have a bias towards immunotherapy, right? In particular, this one that's strengthening your immune system. Actually, this is a side note, but one of my hero growing up still is a guy by the name of Wim Hof in Netherlands. I actually visited him at his house, and we take ice baths together, and cold shower, breathing exercises, ice bath, all to strengthen, your immune system. This guy has 27 Guinness record underneath his belt. And Geert is also Dutch. They're both Dutch. The two guys waving the flag for your immune system, and I love that, right? I mean, even the way CBM works, multi-kind, all it does is basically just signal your immune system. It tells your immune system where the cancer cell is, and then your immune system basically takes over, right? So it basically just call the police, and let your immune system knows where the cancer cell is, and then that's it.
Yeah,
and it's brilliant. It's brilliant if it works, right? So.
And the patient doesn't have to get into a bathtub full of ice.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that too. I mean, I recommend that, right? But if you already have, you should probably get in a bathtub of ice to not get head and neck cancer in the first place.
Right.
But if you do, then, and if CBM works, then there we go. It's a second line of defense.
Yeah.
To keep your immune system strong. If anything that this coronavirus teaches you is to keep your immune system strong.
All right, Jiggly, I'm going to tell you the answer. 0% should be in your portfolio because you couldn't tolerate having 5,000 shares at 5. You were a nervous wreck. So 0% is the answer for you. For somebody else, maybe a little more, but for you, 0%.
Jigglypuff went out of CBM
at about 5.
He sold his 5,000 shares,
but he made money on it. He made about $50. Jiggly's going to get upset with me soon. Roche can't supply the whole world. That's true. So there's still room for CODX. I'm sorry, and aytu brute, and others. I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know how many are in the test kit race. It seems like a new company every day gets into it.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the aytu, I mean, your only concern is if they file for the accelerated approval, and then will they get approved? I mean, that's basically the only concern. Or because or if someone else come out with a rapid, CV test, but
Yeah,
it's almost another market on its own.
right.
A lot of risk though.
Clarence, our resident guru from upstate New York. Dustin, how you doing, Dustin? You're upstate New York as well, right? I forget already. Justin is from Florida, but Dustin's from New York.
Hmm.
And we have a new face in Frank Grossi today. Hey, Frank, good to have you aboard. Is Gert coming on or what? I don't know. I hope he comes on. I called yesterday, spoke to someone up there or
Yeah.
down there, and I was groveling. I said, please, my buddy Jake is enamored with Gert, and we want him on the show. I think Gert would be a phenomenal guest. So we'll see. It's not, if he doesn't, it's not for my lack of trying.
I mean, I'll be happy if Gavin comes on too.
Yeah,
Like
why not?
I just want to, I just want to read him. Like, is he happy or not? You know what I mean? Like, I just want to
Gavin,
see his morale. Yeah.
Gavin's he's always happy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gavin's a good guy.
Hmm.
Godfather Frazier is giving us the Lucy Liu salute.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
Lucy Liu
Godfather,
salute.
what's up, man? Yeah, CVM did. I mean, LJPC. That was a good PR. What they're doing in Italy is fantastic. Wrong timing. I feel like they should have done that, Monday, right? Right away with the good market. But yeah, Friday morning, too volatile for a good reaction. I really
Yeah,
felt like we should have saved that PR for Monday morning.
right. It went up initially and then it went down. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think it was up like over 30%, and it went down. I mean, like Friday morning after the worst day, one of the worst day in history, right, in the market. I
Yeah,
mean, everyone's freaking out. I mean, that's a bad time. It might have been a defensive move, but I mean, imagine if that was released after the Trump speech, right? And then
yeah.
everything's going bonkers. That's when you do it, but you wouldn't have known.
I want to show why I think the markets very well may have bottomed today. And that's good news for biotech. It's good news for everybody. I'm going to give my rationale for maybe why it bottomed. Let's take a look. I don't know. I got a bunch of things to look at. The diamonds, I don't really need to look at. I don't know why I put that in. Maybe before we do that, we just look at a quick chart of CVM. And then we look at the markets. Being that we've been talking nothing but CVM, pretty much nothing but CVM, let's do a quick chart of CVM. Why not? We're talking about CVM for like 30 minutes already. At least we can do is get a chart up on it.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, CVM is not. It's not. Well, it could be a swing play, right? It could very well be a swing play, but I mean, you're here for the binary advantage. Either you believe it or not. At least that's why we're here.
I'd rather you do Yahoo. I don't know what's going on. Having trouble here with my browser. It's been a tough week. Tough
Yeah.
week for Dr. J, along
Yeah,
with
yeah. By the
everybody
way,
else.
once again, I'm wearing white to mourn my losses. You know, it's my
Yeah.
signature shirt. I surrender to you, coronavirus. I really do. I underestimated the power of
Sure.
the media to create mass pandemonium, and because of that, I lost. I admit it.
Well, if we did what South Korea did, or what Taiwan did, some of the country control, then we wouldn't have this mass hysteria. Because South Korea tests like everybody in the whole country, and they know what's up. They know whether they don't got it. And then if with something like hydroxyquinine and zinc, or they treat them with a Colectra, an HIV drug. So they
Yeah,
have treatment ready for them, and that reduced the mortality rate to 0.6%, as opposed to in Italy where it looks like 4 to 6%. What a
yeah.
difference!
Yeah, and South Korea is a different culture too. You know, like the government's got there's more belief in the power of the government in South Korea, right? So they can
Uh-huh.
take agile move a lot faster. It's just different there. In the U.S., yeah, people can get out of control. And once again, 3 weeks ago, we had a show, and I was like, this thing is gonna basically people's gonna forget about it in a week or two, and I was wrong, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that man, but
I noticed almost everything I own is down after hours. I don't know what the heck is going on.
oh yeah,
I don't know what these lines are doing here. I got all kinds of extraneous lines. They're bothering me. Go away, lines. Okay, it looks a little neater. All right, I drew a couple of support lines and went right through it. A couple more support lines went right through it. And however, it did stop in the right place today, right at the 50. I like that. It stopped right at the 50, came up.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Siri, I'm not talking to you, Siri. This is the weekly. I don't want the
My
weekly anyway.
apologies.
She apologized for not
yeah,
answering.
that's
Pretty funny. Siri, you're pretty funny. All right, so this is to the daily. So on the daily, actually had a pretty good day because look at that long bottom wick and basically a doji close at resistance. It closed at the 100. So we're ready to launch. It could move above the 100. It should move up to test the 50. I see good things ahead for CVM. There's no reason it should be down here this slow, especially if the markets turn around. What's
yeah.
your feelings on this, Jake?
Yeah, and the other thing, the leaps deal. Now, I'm not like too crazy about leaps,
Yeah.
but it does put CBM also on the map. It is somewhat of a coronavirus play, yes, as you can say,
Yeah.
and it do bring in a lot of attention, right? Which might help against short attack, actually, or not. But
If Gad says it's a coronavirus play, it's a coronavirus play because he's a man of integrity. He will act on it. I
yeah,
mean, whether he's a day too late or not is another story, but he'll act on it.
yeah. This all comes down to if you trust Gert or not, right? I mean, I personally do. Like sometimes there's a doubt of like inside of me, especially when the market is down or whatever, and when you're freaking out, and you think, oh my God, like what if this is the biggest scam of all time, or this is the best thing that could ever happen to me, right? It's either one or the other. I'm leaning towards Gary's a good guy. I've seen a lot of interviews with this guy. He seems legit. The science from phase 2 is phenomenal. So I'm long here. Now, I'm going to go to the shareholder meeting just to be safe, because I like to meet the team in person, sniff them out, see their morale, see how they talk, see their...
When is the shareholder meeting?
April 18 in Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a horse and pony show, sure, but I'll be there.
Right. So you get to meet Gert, and you get to meet Gavin, you get to meet the gang.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're heavily invested in something, right? I mean, you gotta meet the team. Like you can learn so much information about, hey, can you trust this person or not? I mean, at least.
True. I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I think the gang up there is pretty good. CBM. I'm absolutely convinced that AEMD got the bad guys out and the good guys are in control. So that might be a good company to invest in for a long-term play, not for a coronavirus play.
Yeah, and most of the coronavirus play, right? I mean, even the one that makes you money, like half of them are still the bad guy being there. I mean, you release some BS PR, stock goes up, and we get it, right? I mean, some of them are legit, but AEMD, I was hoping they'll start pumping it so I can just get out quickly, right? But
no, that's exactly what he didn't want to do, because they've had terrible reputation from the previous executive team. So he wants it to be squeaky clean, and that's why he put out that PR telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth. No pump, no dump.
Yeah, I respect that. I really do.
So you know what I'm hoping what happens with CVM? How about a Pfizer comes in with a $1 billion offer for 10% of the company, with a proviso that they can buy the whole thing after data at $10 billion. Would you go for that deal?
Whoa. $1 billion for 10%.
$1 billion for 10%, but the proviso being that subject to data, they can buy the whole company out for $10 billion.
For $10 billion or $9 billion more.
Yeah.
That's a really good deal. I mean, I would take a deal lower than that, honestly, if I'm being honest. Because it values the company right now, at what, 10 billion. Company's
what's the market cap right now? 500 million?
Well, less now after the short attack, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a 20x right now in the company. So that's crazy. I mean, that's a hell of a deal. So obviously, I'm going to say yes, because even you sell the company after positive data, you're probably getting 8 to 12.
Right.
So 10 is right in the middle.
But it might be worth it to Pfizer, because they would have first rights to buy the company just for $1 billion gamble. It would be $1 billion gamble.
That's a big gamble for a blinded study, right? I mean,
one that's looking better every day, though.
It does look better every day, but it's still technically a blinded study. I mean, that would be huge. I'll take a deal half of that premium, 500 mil, 10%, 10 billion to pass. I'm going to tell Get to put it to Pfizer, 1 billion, and you can have the company after data, but before FDA approval at 10 billion. Yeah. So I have options, CBM, December and January. It used to have July, but December, January, $15 and $17 strike price.
All right, I have 12.5 strike price for September, for January. I put in an order today. I don't think I got it, but I didn't check on it for the 10s for December 10s. I put it in like in the middle of the range between the bid and the ask. I did not check my brokerage account to see if I picked it up. I might have.
Yeah.
All right, so then enough CVM. I want to look at the S&P.
Yeah, and take a look at ATHX as well. Before the end of the show, they have a conference call coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, on Monday, they released something today saying, hey, on Monday, we're going to talk about CV, coronavirus, right? So Monday should be a big day for ATHX. They need to knock this out of the park. The conference call.
Okay.
Yeah, and while you're pulling,
I've never heard a conference call.
What's that?
I've heard many ATHX conference call. I've never heard one that actually moved the stock.
Yeah, well, what moved the stock today is them putting out a PR saying on Monday they're going to talk about coronavirus.
All right. I hope they have something tangible.
That's
something tangible,
move, right? That's a bold move, and especially because the conference call is at the end of the day, so you might see a spike, in the daytime leading up to the conference call. Remember, they're low on cash. They have like 2 or 3 months left at the most, so they need to nail this conference call so that they can pump the price to do an offering.
Right. So I look at the S&P. This is the weekly, and this is the December 18 lows. The Dow went right through it. So the Dow would be down here somewhere. But the S&P stopped well short of it and actually closed just below Fibonacci 61.8% interval. So it's very interesting. It's almost like an ideal place for it to have stopped. And it makes you wonder, you have a bifurcation, which is, in other words, I don't take credence in just the Dow breaking that low. It's not confirmed until the S&P does. So as long as the S&P does not break the December low, I'm not considering it a secular bear market at this point. Not yet. I have great hopes that we may have actually bottomed today. Let's take a look at some of the other interesting ones. Let's look at the Qs. The Qs, of course, are the NASDAQ 100. They picture the graph of the NASDAQ 100 essentially same as the Qs. I have a lot of windows open, so it's slow. So I'm going to X out the S&P window. I think I need a new souped-up computer. This one is loading slow. Could just be Verizon. All right, so I drew a Fibonacci retracement on this one. And look at where the Qs stopped today. Exactly at the 61.8% retrace. Exactly there. So, I mean, very close anyway. So it's very interesting that both the Qs and the Qs stopped at that level, and so did the S&P. So we have the NASDAQ and the S&P stopping at around the 61.8% retrace, whereas the Dow went right through the December 18 lows, bifurcated market in that respect. Let's take a look at some of the other pink charts. I have Apple up here, and you're going to see an interesting stopping point for Apple. Not the 61.2, which is also a fib number. As soon as it loads, you'll see that. Apple had the least pullback of all the big tech. And considering its dependence on China, pretty amazing to me. The strength of Apple is just incredible. Incredible strength.
Oh yeah, huge.
Okay, a little bit below the 38.2% level. Almost an ideal stopping point. So Apple a little below 38.2, S&P and Q's a little below 61.8. Ideal stopping points for this bear market, retrace, whatever you want to call it. So Apple is a nice stopping point today, nice rebound. Apple shows tremendous relative strength, makes you want to buy it even at these levels. Facebook, let's just see where that one closed. Facebook, I think, may have gone slightly further down. Let's take a look. Now, fib numbers, some people think they're magic, but they're not magic. For whatever reason, the Dow Jones and the other markets seem to often stop at or near these fib numbers, which is pretty incredible. Facebook, just below the 61.8. So Facebook, the Qs, the S&P, all have pretty ideal stopping points today. And also Facebook stopped pretty much around the middle of this body of this big green candle. I always like that as well. So this is a pretty ideal stopping point for Facebook. And the Facebook candle today, for the week rather, looked just like the S&P weekly candle with the tiny little doji, tiny little body right towards the top of the week. So it's also interesting that Facebook and the S&P looked alike. Amazon, let's take a look at that one. As I go through these, I'm Xing them out. Amazon is one of my favorites. I did not sell a single share of Amazon, adding on the dips. And was today a good day to buy Amazon? Yeah, earlier in the day was a great day, a great time to pick it up.
Amazon's positioned well in this market.
Yeah, Amazon with its Whole Foods and people that are not going out of their house can easily get deliveries the next day. Very important. I think Amazon will not fall apart even if the virus gets a little worse.
Yeah, and especially there's no supply chain disruption from China. Amazon should be fine.
So China's better. A month ago there were 15,000 new cases in a single day in Wuhan province. And today, I believe there was something like 8.
Yeah. No,
pretty incredible.
That's really good news, right? Yeah. So, anyways, I'm not going to talk about where I think the coronavirus is going to go, whatever. I got my butt kicked from it from 3 weeks ago. So
Yeah, you can't dismiss it. It's a factor. June 3rd lows is exactly where it stopped today. I like that. Amazon stopped right at the June 3rd lows and just above the 61.8% retrace. Very nice stopping point. Let's see I'm going to minimize it so we can see those 2018 lows. Maybe I just switch to the weekly so we can see it. And then we'll chart ATHX and call it a night.
yeah.
Okay, so here's the December Christmas 18 lows, and notice it's a ways off from where Amazon stopped. So Amazon didn't behave quite as well as Apple, but it behaved pretty well for this pullback. Did not go below the June 3rd lows. I like Amazon as a buy, regardless of the activity of the virus over the next few weeks. Even if it comes down to exactly the 61.8, it's a buying opportunity. I think this is going to be the line in the sand for Amazon, which would be the June 3rd lows, which is synonymous with the 61.8 retrace. So there we go. There we go. Amazon, Facebook, Apple, they all point to ideal stopping points for this bear market run. It would be hard to believe that we're not going to get another run down, however, because if the virus flares up, markets have to react negatively. So my instincts to look at the charts and not any regard to the fundamentals is being dampened by that virus. It's putting that doubt in my mind.
Yeah, well,
without that,
and let me just say something about this, right? I mean, this, if this thing taught me anything, right, is you want market stability, right? I mean, when that was going on, everyone was winning, right? I mean, it was a bull market. Everyone was winning. Now, and that's because we learned to play the bull market game, you know, like me, right? I have just 3 plays: binary on stocks with good fundamentals, value play, and turnaround play, right? I mean, you kind of have your playbook. When this coronavirus thing happened, especially this week, that all goes out the window. Everything just flipped upside down, right? And you start to question yourself. You start to do coronavirus play, some of which you have no idea what the heck they even do, right? I mean, it's just everything. It's just no longer logical, right? Especially, like, for example, RMTI, right? I mean, that was a textbook Purdue play. Partnership in place, profits going, well, losses going down, PDUFA is coming up, right? And then it just got run down by the market. And especially you play options, now you basically lost all you got. So it's a tough situation, but you know it teaches you a lot of very valuable lesson on being adaptable. So I'm very thankful for this lesson, actually. I mean, this is a black swan, came out of nowhere. It kind of didn't, actually. An article was written about the coronavirus last year, and I think it was like in March, so a year ago. China didn't do anything about it, got out of control, and here we are. So it's just tuition money, right? I mean, this is, you know, multiple Ivy League tuition money equivalent, but we're all.
I mean, I refuse to calculate my losses at this point because I you know, what does it really mean? I am not taking my losses, so.
Oh, good for you.
I'm pretty confident it's not forever.
It's not forever. Yeah, it's not forever. I have some options short term, right? And those gonna be worthless, right? It's fine. We'll learn from it. But if you think that the market bottom out and that a secular bear market start kicking in anytime soon, and that's good news. But it's the volatility that you don't want, right? Because if it is a bear market, then we learn how to operate in a bear market. But right now, no one knows what the heck is going on. That's the issue.
Yeah. I took a beating on Sorrento. I got out of it only recently, so I took a beating on Sorrento. Can it turn around? Yes. I was in it for a reason. So, am I giving it a strong buy? No. I'm mad at that one. Cost me money.
Yeah. I got out of Sorrento too. That was the third time. I think third or fourth time to turn out the buyout offer. Which, by the way, is a great PR play. Just say you have a buyout offer on the table, right? Stock go up.
Yeah.
100% day off. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna reply to the Adam Feuerstein comment because he's a bit of a sleaze, that guy, and I don't want to give him any good publicity. So I shouldn't have even put that up.
Well, Adam outed himself during Arunia, right? Because when phase 2 came out, the data was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, complete remission rate was through the roof. And when the stock started diluting, because phase 3 took like 2 years, the stock started diluting. Everyone's freaking out. Just keep going down in price. And so it went from $2 to like $10 after positive phase 2, right? And it's keep going down, 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 down. AF came out and said it was a crap stock, kind of like what he did with CVM, right? While people wait for the trial to be over, and he was wrong. I mean, completely. And I made a lot of money off of AF saying Arunia is a piece of crap, and I hope to do the same thing for CVM.
I think he's a perma bear for hire. He's a perma bear for hire, hitman for hire. I can't say anything good about him. Greg has got some good news on IBIO. I assume you're in it, Greg. I hope you're in it. Apparently, they had a little pop, I'm assuming, on news. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that's the case. Cheesy agrees with me. No counting the losses. Not yet. They'll come back. Exactly, Cheesy. All right, let's show ATHX and call it a night.
Yeah.
I'm going to chart ATM. ATHX, Athesis. This is actually my biggest bio holding.
Really?
So any good news is appreciated.
This is your largest holding, eh?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep. Oh, after hours. I see what you mean. $1.31. Nice pop after hours.
Yep, Comscore is going to be critical for the company. They got to perform.
Yeah.
They have to. I mean,
well,
they're probably counting on the stock price going up prior to their offering, and because black swan coronavirus that didn't happen, so they got to pull something out of their Comscore.
Right. Well, maybe they have a partner for their odds program. That would be nice.
Yeah,
the news is. You think the news is definitely coronavirus related, right?
Well, no, they said it's coronavirus related. I mean,
okay.
They put out PRs saying, "Hey, by the way, during our conference call, we're going to talk about coronavirus."
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good pump.
Well, that could mean that they got news on the odds data because odds is the what you're fighting with coronavirus. What people die from is pneumonia related acute respiratory distress syndrome. So if they get any kind of early approval in Japan, then they could use it in Japan for sick coronavirus patients.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the news is. So it's a reasonable guess. The chart. The chart is interesting only because of that huge day that it had on Monday. Look at that huge pop on Monday on that PR about the coronavirus. Went to almost $2 a share. Came back down to as low as the low of the day today, which was $1.13. So it actually made a new low, taking out the $1.16 low, which was very bearish. I bet you it shook out a lot of people. And then it wound up closing pretty nicely, putting in a very nice candle on the day. And now after hours is up even more. I feel terrible if anybody sold when it went below $1.16, and technically some people might have. That's a tough pill to swallow if it shoots up to $1.50 after the conference call.
Yeah.
So you got out like at $1.13. Ooh, terrible. $1.14, $1.15. I could see some people being shook out on that. Because I think $1.16 was the old recent low. Here it is, $1.16, yeah. So it's possible even people that have been in holding it a long time might have given up. I hope that's not the case. Stocks can be very cruel, you know that, Jerry?
Oh yeah.
They can be very cruel. It's like as soon as you sell it, it pops, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just the reality, right? You accept the good and the bad, but it teaches you so much, you know?
But how many times has it happened to you that as soon as you sell the doggone thing, it pops? It's happened to all of us.
Yeah. I mean,
to all of us.
And it's a double-edged sword because on the other side, you can stay in because you can think, well, what if I sell and it pops immediately the day or the week after and you lose all your money as well.
Yeah.
Heath
is optimistic. Heath is very optimistic that the Monday conference call will spur the stock on to new heights. Write it down. What am I going to write down? You didn't give me a number. Give me a number, Heath.
That's for CBM.
Oh, CBM. I'm getting confused.
Yeah, Tuesday, and it was a cryptic message from the bird.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't know what it means. There's a lot of speculation. The bird also said we lost a foul to the coronavirus, which could mean that, you know, when someone died in the trial because of CV, right? I don't know. But this bird fella is interesting. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is because there's been information or leaks from this fella, not only about the stock price, right? So he'll say something like, hey, you know, get ready, here comes the big pop, right? Or here comes a big buy. So that means he has brokerage information. But sometimes he would tweet things about company information, right? Things that only insiders should know or people running the trial should know. So interesting fella. I mean,
he would drop these nuggets, so to speak. He uses that terminology, a nugget.
Yeah. So far, I mean, it could be like the most altruistic person of all time, you know, or it could be like the worst thing that can happen to us. Just someone basically leading us along. I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't care. I pay it no heed whatsoever. That's how I look at it. Because I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, so I just dismiss it.
Yeah.
I consider anything that this chirpy says as a non-factor.
Yeah.
Jacob loves the nugs. Everyone's dismissing AYTU and its exclusive distribution agreement. Wait till they PR their orders and time frame. Every hospital, clinic, or medical services place out these test strips. Cheesy could be that could be right on the money, Cheesy.
Yeah, it could be. Really could be. I mean, this one.
Could be.
Yeah, this one is you're gonna lose a ton of money or win a ton of money, right?
We're going to end the show on this Cheesy McCheese note. Now, this is a man of substance, unlike Chirpy. We don't know who the heck Chirpy is. We know Cheesy is substance. Let Birdie come on our show if he wants to tweet like that.
Yeah, well, he could come on with a mask on, his cover face.
Yeah, well, that's a coward's way to come on.
No, but he can't. At this point, it's insider trading. There's no way. I mean, there's no way he can show his face.
Okay.
Go to jail.
I rule out anyone from the company. That I rule out.
Yeah, that's good.
One more comment from Caleb St. Louis. I never called for it. I actually never called La Jolla. I called him once, I think, and didn't connect. I can try again. Should I try again with Tang?
Tang is not going to. I mean, you should try again. And if you get Tang on the show, there's no public interview with this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Jackie is saying good night. Good night, Jackie. Good night, Caleb. Good night, Cabinet Guy. Good night, Greg. Good night, Mama Smalls. Good night, all of you. It's been a real pleasure chatting with everybody. And we're going to call it a night until Wednesday when I'm back with Spike at 5. And next Friday, we're going to do a live show, a really good live show. Jake will be located in?
I'll be in the U.S. next Friday.
In the U.S. next Friday.
Yeah.
Adios, amigos. Until then, bye, Clarence. See ya. Don't forget to subscribe. If you made it this far with us, hit that subscribe button and spread the word. If you tell, it's like coronavirus. If you tell 2 people about us, we'll have like thousands, tens of thousands of new subscribers, right? If everybody tells 2 people about us. Good night, all.
Good night.
Bye-bye.